Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. My full name is Muhammad Ansar Awaluddin. I am the student in postgraduate program in Nebraska PGRI University in English department. My student number is 2025-74-714. And welcome everyone to this important presentation on building future leaders among Indonesian children. Today, we'll explore how the Seven Habits framework can be integrated with Indonesian cultural values to develop strength, character, and leadership skill in our youth. This approach combines proven leadership principles with our rich cultural heritage of cooperation, respect for elders, and community-focused values that make Indonesian unique. And this is my presentation outline. We can look at foundation, 7 habits, relationship habits, and growth and culture. Okay, now let's start by understanding why leadership development is crucial for Indonesia right now. With over 90 million young people under 24, we have demographic dividend that can drive our nation forward. However, our education system has traditionally focused heavily on academic achievement, while character development has often been overlooked. As we prepare our children to compete globally and lead in ASEAN, we need to equip them with not just knowledge, but the character and habits that make effective leader. Aristotle said, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit." Okay, now we are going to talk about habit 1. Habit 1, be proactive. Teach children that they are the drivers of their own lives, not passengers. This aligns perfectly with the Indonesian concept of responsibility, taking responsibility not just for oneself, but for the community. We can encourage proactivity by giving students leadership roles in classroom management, community service projects like cooperative activities, and allowing them to take ownership of their learning. When children understand they can choose their responses to the situations, they develop confidence and initiative that serves them throughout life. We look at the slide. Key elements in habit 1, be proactive. Taking responsibility, you can control, make choices, based on values, developing independences. In practice activities, we can do daily responsibility charts, student-led morning assemblies, problem-solving workshop, and community service project. Now, we are going to next habit. Beginning with the end in mind helps children understand the importance of having vision and purpose. This resonates with Indonesian culture's emphasis on long-term planning for family and community. We can guide students to create their own mission statements, set meaningful goals for their education and personal development, and understand how their individual aspirations contribute to their family and community's well-being. This habit teaches them to think beyond immediately gratification and consider the long-term impact of their choices. Okay, look at this. In the slide, we can look at personal mission, goal setting, and future planning. Encourage long-term thinking about education, career, and contribution to society. In habit 3, putting first things first teaches children the critical skill of prioritization and time management. Using the time management matrix, students learn to distinguish between what merely urgent and what's truly important. This aligns with the Indonesian values of discipline, maintaining discipline in daily routines and responsibilities. We can implement this through daily planning journals where students identify their most important task, weekly goal reviews, and teaching them to prioritize activities that contribute to their long-term goals over immediate distractions. In habit 4, think win-win transforms how children approach relationships and challenges. Instead of seeing life as competition where one person's success means another's failure, they learn to seek mutually beneficial solution. This perfectly aligns with cooperation, or we call gotong royong, our cultural value of working together for the common good. In the classroom, we can foster win-win thinking through collaborative projects where success is shared, peer monitoring program that benefit both tutor and also student, and conflict resolution that seeks solution where everyone feel valued. In habit 5, this habit teaches perhaps the most important leadership skill, empathetic listening. In Indonesian culture, we call respect, menghormati. Showing respect through careful attention to others is already deep valued. We can build on this foundation by teaching children the difference between hearing and truly understanding. Through active listening exercises, perspective-taking activities, and role-playing scenarios, students learn to set aside their own agendas and genuinely seek to understand others' viewpoints before expressing their own. And habit 6, synergize. Synergize teaches children that when we work together, we can achieve more than we could individually. This beautifully embodies our national motto, Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, unity in diversity. When students from different backgrounds with different strengths and perspective come together, they create solutions that no single person could develop alone. We can foster synergy through cross-cultural collaboration, community service projects that leverage diverse talents, and innovation challenges that require multiple perspectives to succeed. And the last habit, sharpen the saw, teaches the importance of self-renewal and balance. The Indonesian concept of balancing or keseimbangan, maintaining harmony in all aspects of life perfectly capture this habit. We need to help children understand that to be effective, they must care for themselves in four dimensions. Mentally through reading and learning, physically through exercise and nutrition, socially or emotionally through nurturing relationship, and spiritually through connecting with their values and purpose. This prevents burnout and ensures sustainable growth and effectiveness. Okay, what makes this approach powerful is how the seven habits align with strengthen our Indonesian cultural values, cooperate, cooperative or gotong royong perfectly support habit 4 to 6 about collaboration and mutual benefit. Respect the elders, enhance atau menghormati kepada orang tua. Habit 5 emphasis on understanding others. Responsibilities, or we call tanggung jawab, provides the foundation for habits first proactivity. The framework doesn't replace our values. It provides a systematic way to develop them in our children. We can enrich the implementation by incorporating local wisdom, community project, traditional games, and ensuring family involvement in the character development process. We call this cultural strength, Indonesian values like Pancasila, family values, and also community spirit. Now, as we conclude, remember that building future leaders is not about creating perfect children. It's about nurturing character through consistent habits. The 7 Habits framework, integrated with our rich Indonesian value, provides a roadmap for this journey. When we start early, grow together as community, and focus on character over mere achievement, we are not just developing successful individuals, we are cultivating the kind of leaders Indonesia needs for its future. Leaders who understand cooperative or gotong royong, who value community, who act with integrity, and who can guide our nation forward with wisdom and compassion. The habit we cultivate today will indeed shape the Indonesian of tomorrow. Thank you for your attention, and I welcome any question or discussion about how we can implement this vision in our school and also in our communities. Thank you everyone. See you next time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.